Sure. So I feel very, very fortunate that the Cholangiocarcinoma Foundation took a chance on me. So back then when I was a fellow, I was absolutely a nobody in the research field. I didn't have a single publication to my name. I never did a PhD and didn't have a history of doing research at all. And I think that's one of the powers of these kinds of fellowships in that, as Juan was talking about, getting the NIH funding, the DoD funding, these are fantastic ways to get funding, but it's hard to get that kind of funding when you're a nobody because they like to see that you're a shiny penny. They like to see that you have this track record of getting funding or publishing because they want to bet on a sure thing. They only have so much funding. And the Cholangiocarcinoma Foundation fellowship was the first grant I ever got. And it was a $50,000 grant to study FGFR resistance. So as many people know, in cholangiocarcinoma, there are these particular mutations that we have targeted drugs against. One of the first ones that we had a very effective treatment against was these FGFR2 fusions. And as many of our questions as researchers come from the clinic, we were giving FGFR inhibitors to patients in the clinic, and we saw, I remember Andrew Zhu pulling me over in the workroom to show me the scan of this patient who just had a wonderful response on the FGFR inhibitor, which, we so rarely saw in this disease. But then we saw very quickly after 4 to 5 months, the tumor was growing back. So we wanted to understand why the drugs were failing. And so with this seed grant that the Cholangiocarcinoma Foundation gave to me and our team, we were able to do some very basic research to understand why are these patients developing resistance. So that's what the first grant went to, just 3 patients trying to understand why they were developing resistance.